Hello guys, hope you are doing good. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another interesting video. This is actually a real case study asked by one of the startups in Berlin. The startup is offering some kind of subscription services. I've just changed the numbers a little bit, but the crux of the question was very much similar. This was asked in a data analyst interview. Okay, so let's go and try to solve these questions. If you're able to solve this, you are doing really well, like because this is going to cover somewhat intermediate or even advanced concepts in SQL. Okay. So we are given a simple data set here. If you notice, we have the date, the ID of the user, and the subscription amount they have paid. Okay. There's something interesting to note here, first of all. If you see 101, the user ID has subscribed on 1st Jan 2023. Okay. So they have paid 9 euros. But the thing is, they continue to be subscribed on 1st Feb and 1st March. Right. In this case, it shows null. What does this mean? They subscribed on 1st Jan 2023. They've continued to use the subscriptions in the February and March month, right? But the data is given as null, right? The first step is we need to fill these with the same value 9, which is given above, right? So if I go down a bit, for 103 has subscribed on 1st Jan 2023 for some other service that is 19 euro per month. But 1st Feb is given as null, right? So we need to replace this with 19, right? This is something we need to do. So that is how the data goes, right? So if I go down and check another example, 116 subscribed on 1st Feb 2023 for 19 euros. They continue their subscription in March, April and May as well, right? It is null. Now we need to replace this with the value 19, right? The value of their first subscription. Now they are asking calculate total revenue per month with appropriate values, right? So we need to first substitute some of these nulls with the actual values and then do a total group by month, right? How are we going to achieve this, right? So for this, we're going to learn a new window function, which maybe I have not ever covered in my channel before. This is called as first value function, okay? So you can say first value of what I want for subscription amount, okay? And then similar to rank and other window functions, you will say over. And I want to see the first value partitioning by user ID, right? So the first value of the subscription amount for each user ID and order by obviously the date, right? Ascending order, because the first value, as you see, is the actual value. The rest of the values seem to be null. Okay. So I'm creating a new column with this formula and I will say as total amount. Okay, I can give it the name like that. Step number 1. Let's run and see what we get. Okay, now if you see for 101, so 9 null and null, right, now became 999, right? So wherever there is null, we have replaced it with the first value for that user ID. For 101, that was 9. So now we have 999, right? So for 103, 19, null has been replaced by 19, right? If I scroll down further and look at, let's say 116, for example, 19, and the remaining two values were null, we have replaced that with 19, right? So we've been able to do that. Now we have what is the total amount they paid each month, right? Now it's very simple how we can find total revenue per month, right? What can you do? You can go here and simply put it in a which clause, right? We can say which sales as, right? You can give it any name you want. So I'm going to say which sales as, right? As simple as that. Now I want to see by month, right? So I can extract the month from this date column, right? There's a function called extract in BigQuery. I'll call this as month new. I can give it any name, right? And now what I want is the total amount sum, right? That will give the total amount per month, right? I will say as total sales, right? You can give it a name from the sales table, group by that first column, right? You can say group by one or group by extract of month from date, right? Now let me run this. Now if you notice, we are getting the total sales, right? So wherever there was the null, we replaced it with the first value of the sales for that particular user ID and we did a total. So month 1, that is January, we made 37 euros totally. Second month is the seems to be the highest with 74 and so on, right? Up to June we had data. I think June there was only one subscription, so it's only 19 euros, right? So this is how we can calculate total revenue per month. Remember, we had to replace the nulls, right? This is first question. Now going to second question, calculate 3-month moving average for this total revenue, right? So what is moving average? Let us come and see that, right? So for that, I will just borrow the same query because we can literally continue from that point, okay? So I'm going to say this, right? This is step number 1. So if I run this, what did we get? I think I forgot to copy the group by one. So I'll just do the group by. And now we have this, right? We have total sales. Now we want to calculate moving average. That too, the 3-month moving average, right? What is moving average? Many of you may not be aware. This is commonly used in stock market, benchmarking, and all that stuff. Okay. So for example, if I say 3-month moving average, right? What does that mean? For example, for this month, right? March, it's 73. The 3-month moving average will be nothing but the value of this 73, 74, 37, and the average of those three numbers. Okay, so basically that month and the previous 2 months, you take those three total sales and calculate the average for those three numbers, right? That is how we can calculate moving average. Now how can we achieve this? So we have already done one with clause. Now we can say a second with clause, right? Can say with moving as, right? Since I want to calculate moving average, so I'll say with moving as. Now from that moving table, what all I need? I want to see month new. Okay, I want to see this total sales, and I want to also do the moving average, right? For moving average, what we can do? You can say average of this column, right? Average of total sales, right? It's also like using some kind of window function. Okay, so you'll say over, and over here there's no partition, right? There's just month values, and we want to order by month, right? So we do it actually in the ascending order. And now how do you select that particular sale value and the previous two sale value, right? For this we can use this clause, which is rows between, right? So which rows to select? You can say two preceding, right? Two preceding means from the two previous ones and the current row. Okay, so you can say and current row, right? So that current row and the two preceding, these values will be taken and average will be computed for that, right? I can say as 3 moving or something, right? You can give it any name. So I'll just make it small letters. So as 3 moving, and I'm going to do this from moving itself, right? That was the name of the table. Okay, and let me also order by month new, so you actually understand it well, right? So this is the whole query if you want to see it, right? So I'm just going to make it bigger. So like basically I'm putting the sales calculation into another with clause moving, and from there I'm calculating the average, ordering by month, and selecting that current row, right? And the two preceding rows, right? That's what this rows between clause basically does. Okay, so now let us see when I run this query what we get. Okay, they're saying, did you mean month new? Yeah, this should have been ordered by month new, right? Not month, because there's no column called month. So I'm going to run this, and we got it. Okay, now let us see what is happening. For first month, total sales 37. The 3-month moving is 37 because there's only 37. There's no two preceding values. When I come to 74, what it is doing, if you see, is taking that value and two preceding, right? There's no two preceding, there's only one preceding. So it's doing average of 74 and 37. That is 100 and I think 111 divided by 2 is 55.5, right? Let's take this case. What is happening? It is taking that current row 73, previous value 74, and the previous value 37, three values. If you add them all up, 73, 74 is 147 plus 37, 184 divided by 3, that is the 61.33 moving average. Same way for here, it's 65, 73, 74. The average of that comes up to 70.66, right? And then what else we have? We have 28, 65, that is 93 plus 73, that comes to 166 by 3, that is 55.33, right? Same way for the last, it's like 65, 28, and 19, that makes about 112 by 3, 37.33, right? So you can this way do the 3-month moving average, 3-day moving average, 3-week moving average, depending on the column you have. Okay, so as you see, multiple with clause, you have to use first value, and also you have to use average total sales, and this rows between clause. Okay, very interesting and complicated question. So this is how you can calculate 3-month moving average, right, for total revenue. Now moving to the last question, which month had the highest jump in sales compared to previous month? Okay, so when we look at the data only, we can see from first month to second month it went from 37 to 74. After that it's constantly dropped, right? This is easy to see, but can we do this using some query, right, or using some window function? So for this, again, I'm going to borrow the first part of the query, right, because we can easily land in calculating the total sales and try to take it from there. Okay, so now I have like this. Now what can I do in this? So I can say with, let's say jump, right? I can give it any name I want. Let me say, I say jump, right? Step number 1. And from this I can say select month new, total sales. And to calculate compared to previous value, we can use lag function, right? You all know lag functions. I can say lag total sales over, and then I will say there's no partition, simply say order by month, right? So it will find the previous value, and let me say as previous sales, right? So let's see what we get, and we can say from, I think the name we gave is jump. Okay, let's see what we get. So again, order by month new, right? It's not month, right? Some silly mistakes, but does happen. Now we can see, right? And it's not really ordered by month in the final data. So to make it more clearer, we can also say order by month new. So we see it in a sequential order, right? So from first month, second month is 74. For second month, the previous value is 37, right? 37, that is showing here. For third month, 73, previous value is 74, that is showing here, right? So basically from this, to see the highest jump, right? Like if we want to see in just absolute numbers, we could also add another column, which is basically this total sales, right? That you have minus this previous value, right? So I can put this whole lag calculation into a bracket, and I can also observe that value, right? That will show the biggest jump. So if I now see, I can see in the second month, there's a 37 number, absolute number jump. Rest of it is all negative. So I can clearly say, hey, month new where it's 2, right? So compared to previous month, this had a good jump, right? This is how we can find the thing for the highest jump in sales. So February had the best month compared to previous month, right? So another interesting question, right? I'm going to attach the data set in the description. You try it out. This was actually like quite complicated. We used multiple, window functions as you see. I'm also showing the full query. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you again in another video. Till then, take care. Bye.